Welcome to Just the Tip, a fantasy football podcast with your tippers, Matt, Disfatt Bidge.
These are just our tips, so take them easy, take them hard. It's up to you.
Ryan, the tagless Haynes.
Most bizarre Haynes brief that there's ever been.
And Matt, hi, or Regan.
Yeah, I hear you, and I definitely would take the shot on it because you'd be dumb not to.
Coming to you from the heart of New England. Get ready to take some tips.
And welcome in, takers, to Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast. I am your host, Disfatt Bidge. Solo tip today. Obviously, Regan and Ryan, they have better things to do. They have lives, they have kids and stuff. I do not. So I'm here to help you out with any and all fantasy related advice. So if you guys have any start sit questions, let me know. Hit me up in the chat. You're watching us on Facebook, YouTube. Appreciate it if you are doing that. It looks like I'm alone right now, so we'll see if anybody jumps on. But yeah, it's my first time doing a solo live recording, so take it easy on me. All right, it's Christmas. Be nice, be giving, give me some grace. So yeah, Christmas weekend, guys. A lot of games happening, a lot of weather, a bunch of injuries, a lot of pivots. Nobody has the same team that you started with the draft in, so hopefully you made the right moves listening to us and supporting us on our podcast, which is much appreciated. Thank you very much, takers, and Merry Christmas to all of you. Hopefully you're enjoying your time, and if last minute start sit to questions, lineup decisions you got to make. So let's see what we got today. Hopefully you put the kids out, make it a snowman. I think they want to build a snowman. If you got snow wherever you're at, wearing masks, just a bunch of wind right now. Sorry, I gotta mute my other mic. No snow, lots of wind, lots of crazy power outages and stuff. So we'll see. Hopefully you're enjoying some Christmas movies. Yeah, I watched a good family Christmas movie last night. The Northman. So yeah, haven't seen that yet, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, let me know. Start sick questions if you join us. I'm gonna go through injury report first. Things just to kind of highlight, kind of look at. Let's see. We'll start top to bottom. Arizona, they're a mess. You all know about Kyler Murray by now. Rondell Moore and Colt McCoy concussion is been ruled out. So McSwirly, you're not starting them. You don't really want to play much targets besides DeAndre Hopkins and James Conner. Those are the only two guys that you're going to start in that game on that side. Nobody else. I would not entertain Greg George or Marquise Brown if he tries to play. Atlanta Falcons going against Baltimore. Nope, don't want any part of that. Maybe Algier for just the one volume play. We'll get to the weather games, but injuries that you need to know. Hayden Hurst is out for the tight end, so that's good for those of you that have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and maybe have to flex Tyler Boyd because of the weather games. So it's good news. Hopefully he gets better. It's his calf, just rest up. Some of us need Boyd. So against New England. And T. Higgins, he did practice all week, so I'm confident with his hamstring. I wouldn't pivot from that at all. Dallas Cowboys, they have activated T.Y. Hilton. You're not starting him. I was talking to Regan this week's episode about would you flex Michael Gallup. With this news, they might give him those couple targets that would go to Gallup. It makes his target share much smaller. I'm looking elsewhere. I don't want to do that. But your choices are pretty limited. Cortland Sutton for Denver Broncos is back with his hamstring, but he's still questionable. But he did get limited practice sessions in. Wow. I should not have been drinking all this eggnog before. Russell Wilson, concussion. He's cleared. He's going to play. So that's good. You can stream him. He's like 43% rostered. I'll get some notes on the QBs, but you're not starting Deshaun Watson, who is 72% rostered. Don't understand that. What are you people doing? It's not you takers. It's other people that don't listen to us. Let's see. Yeah, Houston Texans, Brandon Cooks is questionable. I'm still going to flex Chris Moore. He gets 9.5 targets per game. So take those opportunities where you can instead of the bad weather games, which I'll get into. Trying to go through. Yeah, Los Angeles Rams, they're a mess. They can run on them, so you can start Latavius Murray. That Broncos and Rams, they don't have anything to play for. It's just don't even watch the game, but you could play him. And Jeff Wilson looks questionable for Miami. Even if he does play, I'm still going to go with Raheem Mostert. Hopefully, McDaniel won't be stupid and stop running the ball. Keep working with Mostert. Devontae Parker's out for New England, so they will need Jacoby Myers. Stevenson's questionable. He's going to play with his ankle. Damian Harris, thigh, he might not play. You're not starting him anyway, but even if he does, I think Ramondre will get enough work. And trying to go through. Oh, yeah, the big news. Jalen Hurts out with his shoulder. So Minshew starting. I'm starting him up. I'm starting him over Brady. I'm starting him over pretty much any weather quarterback besides Josh Allen. Even crazy, I know, Justin Fields. I'm going to start Minshew over him. I'd rather take a guy that's going to be inside and out of the elements. I will get to the elements soon. And I'm not starting anybody against San Fran like Taylor Heineke or Carson Wentz, which Heineke might be benched. Rumors about that. So, and Matt Regan is just saying to me, update, Damian Harris is out. Thank you, Regan. Going off the chart here, off the huddle of all the injury reports and latest update, it must be that. So thank you for that. And Ryan Tannehill is out. He will probably be out for the season. That means no pass catchers you're playing. It's Derrick Henry or nobody. Not even Chig Okonkwo. I'm not even doing it with Malik Willis, who hasn't scored a touchdown. It's just going to be a mess for the Titans. It's just going to be gross running game. I don't even want a part of that. And Treylon Burks, if you're not in a keeper, you can drop him if you need to. It looks like it'd be a cold-ass game as well. And Houston is good against receivers. So, looks like we don't have any start-sit questions, so I will just go through the weather report now. Like I said, Houston, Tennessee is 20 degrees, light rain, light wind. It's not going to be much of an impact, just the cold. The big news, though, New Orleans Saints at Cleveland. I don't even have to go through it all. 40 miles per hour winds. It's going to be sustained at like 25. The wind chill is going to feel like below zero. Nobody's going to want to play the game. No fans are going to go to the game. If you do, I don't know what's wrong with you. I remember the Patriot game in Buffalo with that wind game. It's just going to be heavy run, and it's going to be cool. Hopefully a run clinic, which I will like that for somebody that coaches the O-line. And it's going to be fun. So you're starting Kamara, Chubb, and Taysom Hill. I'm willing to put at my tight end. Besides that, I'm all set. I'm not playing anybody else. And that, like I said, Deshaun Watson, 70% rostered. What are you doing? Drop him. You don't need him. And nobody kickers. I'd play their defenses. Never mind. I would play that. There's going to be turnovers. We'll see what happens there. go right ahead and start those defenses up. Either one, doesn't matter. I'd probably go with Cleveland just because they're home. Buffalo at Chicago. This is getting worse by the hour, it seems. So again, 25-mile-per-hour sustained winds, and they can get up to 40 miles per hour. I'm not trusting Fields. He's top 3 in most inaccurate passes. So with the wind, I'm not trusting that. Plus, he has no pass catchers to begin with. It's going to be heavy run with Montgomery and Khalil Herbert possibly going to play. We'll see. You're not starting Khalil Herbert, but I'm just saying taking away touches from Montgomery, I'm not too keen upon it, but he'll probably get you like 12 points if Fields doesn't take all the touchdowns away from him, which Buffalo, they can be run on. So it's fine. I'm not trusting him for his passing upside. Fields, that is. And Josh Allen on the other side with his elbow still. And it's Stephon Diggs, and that's it. You're not starting Gabe Davis. Maybe Dawson Knox. I believe he got a touchdown in that windy game against New England. So if they get down to the goal line, blocking, go out into the flat, and he'll dump it off to him as he's rolling out. And it's just hard to come by tight ends nowadays. So I'm okay with that. I'm gonna start Gardner Minshew over Fields. I'd rather take a competitive game. Chicago's not playing for anything. A better draft pick. That's what they should be playing for. Help that O-line out a bit. But I'd rather take the upside, the boom play with Gardner. It's more of a toss-up. I'm okay starting Fields. I'm just, when they become one-dimensional, they're easier to stop. So we'll see. And other weather games, it's just cold. The wind, it's not great. Like Seattle, Kansas City, it's going to be very, very cold. Like it's going to feel -10. They're going to pass, but expect a lot of drop balls because that ball is going to be harder than I am with Ryan's mom under the mistletoe. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. That's awful. Edit that out. Oh, shit. I'm live. Never mind. Yeah, the Seattle Kansas City game, only 10-mile-per-hour winds, so expect them to get into field goal range. Go ahead, get those guys up, Bucker and Myers. That's fine. Kickers, Nick Folk for New England. It's going to be 10 to 15-mile-per-hour winds and in the 20s, so it's still doable. It's just Nick Folk in the weather isn't too good either for kicking, so expect them to go for it on 4th and short as well. So maybe not too many opportunities for New England. Detroit at Carolina, 10-mile-per-hour wind in the 20s. It's okay. I'm not starting Jared Goff on the road anyway. I'm not starting Sam Darnold, even though people are like, oh, it's a good passing matchup. Great. Have fun with that. I'm not starting him. Atlanta at Baltimore. This is the wind 20, 25-mile-per-hour gusts. So it's going to be a heavy run game. That's what I'm saying. You can start Algier, and you're going to start J.K. Dobbins. He should be a top 15 play this week. So have fun with that, watching that game. Lamar Jackson might come back next week. We'll talk about it later next week with the guys. We'll see. But this game, tough, very cold. Pittsburgh hosting Las Vegas. Derek Carr sucks in the cold. It's Waller because he's a tight end and Devontae Adams because he's Devontae Adams. That's it for pass catchers. Then J.K. Dobbins. Josh Jacobs. That's who you're starting. And Damian Harris as well. I really don't want any pass catchers besides Deontay Johnson, maybe. And Pat Freiermuth, I think his injury is really bothering him, even though they're not reporting it. So look elsewhere if you can. And that's it for weather games. So if there's no start sit questions, I think I'm out. Hopefully, you guys have some good luck in your semifinals. I got to go do some Christmas Eve duties. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining me, Regan. Nobody else, I guess. uh, I guess I'll just go through some start sits for Ken Walker. They need him to play. He limited practice all week, and he's still questionable. If he's good to go, you're starting him. They need him. Latavius Murray, I'd start him over the Singletary, James Cook, those guys. And Cam Akers, so doing a little digging. Denver's really not that bad of a defense to run. And like I said, the game, there's nothing much to play for. So they're just going to be a high volume play with Cam Akers. And he's actually been evading some tackles and stuff. So can't say I been watching the Rams games, but his stats saying that he's dodging some tackles. So go right ahead, put him up there. I'm not trusting Baker Mayfield to make a comeback, so they'll probably give Akers at least 20 touches. And for Carolina, the desperation is Hubbard. Deontay Foreman's not going to do it. Detroit is an outstanding run defense right now for the back half of this season, so they figured some stuff out. So definitely stay away from Deontay. Hubbard's the only one in PPR, just desperation if you need an RB2. For wide receivers, I would go with Chris Moore if you need him over. You're not starting Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones in that weather. You're not starting Gabe Davis for Buffalo. I would look his way. He's widely available. I think only like 12% rostered. So 9.5 targets per game against a Tennessee defense that you can't run against. So Houston's not going to be able to. They want to play spoiler. Brandon Cooks might play. He is questionable. So even so, I'm going to flex Chris Moore. Wide receiver 3. Why the hell not? Good upside. You could do worse like Amari Cooper in the weather, who I'm not going to go through all the history, but he doesn't do good in the weather games. Marquise Goodwin, Ryan's risque start of the week. He is good to go against Kansas City. You definitely need him without Lockett. Lockett might be back next week, but Goodwin, Metcalf, I don't even want to start Fant, but it is a decent matchup. High scoring game, hopefully, but it is cold. But I think Marquise Goodwin, he will be a great flex play. And getting news right now that Brandon Cooks is in. Look at that. Regan, I don't know why you didn't just join me on this instead of just chatting with me. You must be busy. Get off the phone. Cortland Sutton looks like he's going to play, or at least give it a test in the warm-ups. He's coming off a hammy. You're not starting him. It's Jerry Jeudy, and that's it. Russell Wilson, I'm willing to stream. If I can't trust any, I don't want to trust Jared Goff, but Jared Goff or Russell Wilson, that's tough. I think I got to go with Jared Goff, better weapons, and they have something to play for, playoff game, even though he's on the road. And looking into it more for the San Fran Commanders game, Jahan Dotson versus San Francisco. Sneaky start as a flex. They're going to need a pass. San Fran's barely letting up 60 yards to the running back position. So that's even Curtis Samuel getting those jet sweeps. He's not going to get much rushing yards. I think Dotson is going to have a decent flex game for you. I'm projecting at least 12 points, get in the end zone once with like 4 receptions. Ooh, Purdy or Goff. Commanders getting Chase Young back. San Fran has a stellar offensive line, so this is going to be a good game. Like maybe not high scoring, but I'm really looking forward to it. Could be hard to run on too with Christian McCaffrey, but I'm going to have to go with Purdy, who's been pretty good since he's gotten the start. And Goff, I know what he is out on the road and outside. So, surprise box. So, surprise box is a surprise box. It could be a boat. And that's who I would go with. All right, I'm going to get out of here. If you have any other last minute start sit questions, let us know. Just a tip, FFP. Thanks for joining me, Regan, and anybody else who kind of tuned in for a second. Appreciate it. We will have an episode next week for championship week. Good luck, takers. Go get into the next round so you're not embarrassed in front of all your family on Christmas Day saying you didn't take our tips and it's your fault. That's why you didn't. So get out of here. Young on a pitch count. Young who? Young Ho Koo? That guy? Oof. I don't want to start him. He's on a pitch count. Kickers, they need the volume play. All right, guys. Takers, Merry Christmas. Good luck out there. And thanks for sticking with me. A little rusty going live here and going solo and too much eggnog. So good luck, takers.